Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today we're getting real about college, okay? Whether you're like in your first semester, well, whether you're about to start your first semester, in your first semester, whatever, or if you just want to know, like, whatever. I'm about to share 10 things I wish I knew before starting college. Some of these things somebody did tell me, but I didn't like take it to heart. I guess I didn't like think nothing of it, and I should have listened. It's gonna save you some time. It's gonna save you some stress, and look, it might save you money depending on if you take my advice. I feel like I'm whispering. I'm sorry. I'm not in my room. I'm in like one of the science buildings because I have a lab that I'm gonna do. Like I have a class to go to right after this, but there's like people in class, so I'm trying not to whisper, but also I don't want to be too loud. I should have brought my mic. I'm not gonna say don't ever say your real classification, but be very like wary. Like read the room before you go and say whatever you're gonna say, because I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Okay? But first, like, just don't be going around yelling you a freshman, or you a whatever. Even if you're not a freshman, just don't just be running around yelling your classification. Literally do not. Especially if you're like me and you came into college with like previous credits, so like you're in your first year, like you are a first-time freshman, but because you have so many credits that you're like classified as a sophomore, something like that. And I'm gonna tell you why in just a second, because that's something we should be proud of, but I'm gonna tell you why. People kind of like treat you a certain way, especially if you're like a freshman. They will literally try to treat you like a certain way or whatever, and not telling people, like, I don't know, to me, I feel like it probably will help you like network more, because if you know you're a freshman, but if everybody knows you're a freshman, you might feel a little awkward or a little nervous in a certain setting. But if nobody knows you're a freshman but you, maybe fake it till you make it, and that's how you network. Let me tell y'all my story now. So, as y'all know, well, do y'all know? I don't know. I think I might have said this in my introduction, but I don't remember. So, I am an RA. This is my first semester as an RA, and I remember that we had like a week of training, and one day of the training, one of the other girls was like, I guess they were like talking about who's a freshman, like our classification basically. Now, I'm classified as a sophomore. I said that in my first video. It is my first year. I am a first-time freshman, but my classification is a sophomore. And I don't usually tell people that. I usually tell people that I'm just a freshman because people like to have weird reactions to things, but whatever. So that's literally what happened. They was asking who's a freshman, and then they were like, oh, Taylor, you're a freshman. And I was like, well, no, I am classified as a sophomore. That's what I said, and I didn't mean it in no type of way. I'm just saying, like, I am a sophomore. On my transcript, it says I'm a sophomore. On like we use Banner. On Banner, it says that I am a sophomore. Like, it says Taylor Ford Jemison, sophomore. Okay, so yeah, but whatever. And bro, the girl, she was like, what, you're a sophomore? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, but this is your first year? And I was like, yeah, it's my first year. And so she was like, so you need to tell people you're a freshman. Don't go telling people you're a sophomore. Like, I don't know. I'm sure she wasn't trying to be like rude, but it came off as rude to me. And I was just like, why is it such a big deal? Like, I am a sophomore. Like I am a sophomore, and if I was not on a pre-med track, because I'm on a pre-med track, if I was not on the pre-med track, and that just means because I'm not a pre-med major, like I'm not a biology major, I'm a psychology major, I have to add like the pre-med required classes, right? If I didn't have to do that, I would be graduating class of 2027. So I'm like, I am a sophomore, right? But whatever, when people ask for your classification, realistically, they are not asking for your classification, because your classification is based off of the amount of credits that you have. They're not asking how many credits you have. They're asking what year you're in. So just make a mental note of that. Like, if you don't mind telling people, just make a mental note of the fact that they are not asking for they're not really asking your classification. They are asking what year of college you are in. Now, mind you, let's say you are a first-time freshman, but you got your associate's degree, so you really only have 2 years of college. I would say yes, you can't say you're a junior. Now, a lot of times people are like, oh, if you say that, then they're gonna look at you crazy if you don't know something. Man, for all they know, you could be a transfer student, and that's why you don't know anything. Don't let these people bully you. That's another thing. Don't let them bully you, okay? Because technically, if you come in as a sophomore or as a junior, like you're coming into college with that many credits, technically you are a transfer student. So first a freshman or not, you technically are a transfer student. So don't let these people bully you, but just be wary of like I said, just read the room. Okay, so the second point is that you need a real study plan or assignment plan, something to keep you on track. Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times in college, I'm not gonna say a lot of times because it's really not a lot of times, but sometimes in college, okay, so your professor has a syllabus, and most times they will have every single assignment in that syllabus, when it's due, when it'll be open, blah blah blah, when y'all cover the unit that it's on, all of that. So sometimes they won't tell you, oh hey, whatever is due tomorrow or is coming up. They might not tell you that because you're expected to read the syllabus, which, please read your syllabus. Please read it. Literally, as soon as my classes get uploaded, I read that syllabus first thing for every single class, because I will not be caught slipping. And when it comes to appealing certain things that happen in class, like certain grades or the syllabus is going to be your best friend in appealing that stuff, because you can literally tell the dean, refer back to the professor's syllabus and be like, oh well, right here they said da 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 da, but when it came to that time they did da 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 da. Suddenly I use Google Sheets, and I have all my assignments on the spreadsheet. I have a checkbox to put if I did it or not, and then I have the class name, I have the assignment name, and then I have the due date, and I have all my stuff in order by due date, which I can show y'all how I do that, whatever, if I need to. But yeah, so just be on your shit, literally be on your shit, because deadlines come up so quick, especially if you're taking a full load of classes. I'm taking 6 classes. I took 6 classes last semester too. If you're taking a lot of classes, you have to have something to keep track of everything, because you might miss something that's posted if you don't read that syllabus and see what all you have to do. Just be on your shit, literally. Don't because when it come down to it and you miss something and you telling a professor oh, I didn't see that was due, I'm so sorry, they're gonna look at you crazy. Well, it depends on the professor, but half of the professors gonna look at you crazy, the other half are gonna be nice and open it up for you. But yeah, I would just say have an assignment tracker. If you didn't have to study in high school, I didn't have to study in high school, I'm still learning how to study. I would say utilize the first year, your first year in college, to find out how to study, because whenever your classes get harder, you want to already know how to study and not be trying to figure out how to study then, so then you don't end up behind. Be proactive, think ahead. Don't try to study the night before a test. Especially if you know you don't know something, do not try to study the night before, because it's not going to get you nowhere. It's not. Be at least, if you know it's something in class that you didn't really understand, try to go to the office hours. I stress about these office hours. Go to your professor's office hours, because 9 times out of 10, if they see that you're putting in effort, you go to office hours, you're always emailing them, always asking for help, going to tutoring, and you're still struggling, they will literally, I know a lot of teachers that give bonus points, give extra points to your grade, as extra credit, just because you're simply trying and they can see that you're trying. Go to them office hours, bro. And that's another way to get them to know you. So if you need a letter of recommendation, they can write the letter of recommendation and be like, yeah, the student always put the work in, even when they struggle, they did not give up, they were always come to office hours, always making sure, doing what they need to do to make sure that they know the material. They love that. So the third one is that work studies are really hard to get, and the reason why I said this and I didn't know this was because I remember when I was looking at watching videos before I came to college, and I was it was videos about how to avoid college, how to make financial aid, not financial aid, but how to make the cost of college easier and stuff. Obviously they mentioned financial aid, they mentioned the grants, they mentioned scholarships. Cool, we all know that. But they would also mention work studies. And they would always, like, the videos that I watch, they would always talk about it. Like, it's so easy to get, like, oh, just apply for work study and then you'll be, and then the work study will go towards whatever. No, baby. Work studies get snatched up so quick. It's literally unreal. Like, I say apply early. If you can find out when the work study stuff is going to open, then you can literally, like, set a reminder on your phone or something to, like, apply as soon as it comes out. And a lot of times you can also, like, email whoever it is at the work stage, where you can email them as, like, a follow-up or, like, express more interest and stuff like that, because they be going quick. And as for me, I'm poor, baby. I really needed that work study and I did not get it. But it's okay. Yes, I would say apply early, real early, as early as you can, even if that means calling the school and asking, like calling a financial aid office and asking when work studies are going to open up. Follow up with people, literally call them. They're going to get tired of you and give it to you, okay? And then there are other things you can do, like like being an RA. Now, I know some schools the RAs do, like, actually get paid. At my school, the RAs don't really get paid. Like, we get paid, obviously, but, like, our payment is free housing. So, like, our payment is the amount that would cover for housing, except for $100. We have to pay, like, $100 for housing, but that's better. $100 is better than, like, $2,000. So, you know, pick your battles. But yeah, so it could be something like that, where, like, you work as an RA, I think other on-campus jobs. If your school has, like, a cafe, you know, a lot of people work in the dining halls. Like, I know a boy who is, like, employed at the dining halls. So, like, he doesn't make food, but he'll, like, serve food, like, scan people's IDs for their meal plans. Hello, can I speak? And then you could also work at, like our school, we have Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, all of that. You can work at those places, and I don't think it qualifies as a work study, so I think you do, like, get that money in your pocket instead of just to your cost of attendance. Oh, tutoring as well. I would say tutoring is a pretty good thing. I tutored people last semester. I don't really do it that much this semester because the semester just started. But last semester I was tutoring people. I was doing it for free, but you don't gotta do it for free, baby. I was doing it for free just because I wanted to be helpful, and I don't know why I did that, but whatever. So yes, if you have a car, this is what I'm starting to do. If you have a car, you can offer rides, because there's so many people that don't have a car. You can literally, like, charge to take them somewhere, and they don't do it. Like, you can also do side hustles. Like, I do nails. I could do locks. I don't really do them because most people on my campus who have locks either do them themselves, like I do. Don't say nothing about my hair. I know I need to redo it, but I'm on my period right now. I don't like doing anything on my period, so I'm gonna do my hair next week. Yeah, locks. There's just so much, like, if you know that you have, like, are talented at something, like, even though I do nails, I could like I said, I could do locks. Like, I could be like a loctician and retwist them. I don't even like retwisting my own hair though, which is why I don't really do that. You can make things. Like, I like to bake. Well, I used to have a baking business. I don't have it anymore, but I used to. I could get back into that. I was real good at it too. Like, just play to your strengths and go from there. I'm also starting to get into lashes, like, literally anything, okay? Networking is just as important as your grades. Your grades 100% matter, but connections do as well, because I promise you, especially now that we're going into the real world, like, first of all, even sometimes getting into college can happen because of connection, because of who your parents know and stuff like that. From here on out, okay, your parents know people, that's how you got to wherever you are. Now it's time for you to make connections so that you can get to higher places, and your future kids or whoever can also get to those places as well. You have to know. Networking opens up, like, stuff for internships, mentorships, jobs, like, literally. So I would say try to join clubs that interest you. Don't just be joining clubs, but join clubs that interest you. Attend career fairs, organization fairs. I'm pretty sure your school will have an org fair. I think our org fair is today, but I have class, so I can't go, which is another thing. Please do not be skipping class to go to the event. I was guilty of that. No, actually, I didn't do that. I thought about it. I thought last semester I used to think about, like, skipping class to go to an event, but don't do that. Okay, please don't do that. Don't do that. There will be plenty of, like, events and stuff for you to network that is outside of class. literally. And number 5 kind of goes into networking. It's like a lot of events are in the middle of the day, sometimes in the morning. I hate when stuff is in the morning because I like to have my classes in the morning. I like to like get everything over with, and then the events are like at 9 a.m. Like maybe I'm in class at 9 a.m. But like I said, do not skip class for these events. Sometimes you could like not go to lunch and go to an event or something like that, but don't skip class because at the end of the day, although networking is important, I feel like your grades are more important because like if you didn't have that much networking experience, your grades can kind of speak up for that, like, oh, I didn't do this and this because I was in class, because I was getting my work done, I was on my. But although there are a lot of in the middle of the day, there's also a lot of events at night that could also be beneficial. So like, don't feel like you're always missing out, because you're not always missing out. There's gonna be so many events. There's always so many events. Like, and I'll say the first semester, if you see that there's a lot of events on a certain day or at a certain time, you can literally make your schedule to like to have classes on those days, or not have classes at that time. So the 6th one would be that you need to know what classes you need to take for your degree and to graduate, because a lot of schools, they don't let you pick your own classes until you're like an upperclassman. Like at my school, you have to have 60. You have to be a junior to like not pick your own classes, because you pick what classes you take, but like to register yourself for the class. So at my school, we have a paper, and we look on the course catalog. We choose the day, the time, whatever, the professor that we want, and then we take it to our advisor. They upload it on there, or they tell us, oh, that's full, you need to do something else, stuff like that. But if you don't like do that, because I know somebody who did not do that paper or did not do it on time, and his advisor just threw him into a bunch of stuff. Baby, don't let that happen to you, because then you'll end up behind, and it might take you 5 years to get your degree when it was only going to take you 4, because you gotta gotta do a class that you should have been done, but because your advisor put you in the wrong thing, And although, advisors are supposed to be on top of that, advisors have so many other students to put classes for, so it's not really entirely their fault, and it would more so be your fault for not being on top of your stuff, Because at the end of the day, you're paying for these classes. They're not paying for you to take these classes. You are. So it's your priority. It should be your priority to make sure you are in the right class. On top of that, you should be able to ask for like a degree plan from your advisor for your specific degree. Like I know my advisor, when I went to his office one day, he just giving it to me like a printed out plan of like everything that I need to take, some of like things that I could take, so the general education requirements, all of that. And I would say, when you get that degree plan out what year, what semester you're gonna take which class. That's what I did, baby. I know exactly what I'm taking up until my graduation day. Like, don't play with me, because I will not be behind. Number 7 is that some schools don't allow freshmen to have cars, and some schools don't allow freshmen to live off campus. So if that's like a deal breaker, like if you have to have your car freshman year, or you have to be living off campus freshman year, don't commit to a school that doesn't allow that, because then you're gonna be upset your whole freshman year. Now personally, my school, Southern does allow both. I had to change my scenery. I had to move to a different location because I got a little interrupted at the other place I was, and I know the lighting is not nearly as good right here, but it's okay. Well, okay, so what happened was I got interrupted while I was doing it, and then I had to wait. But then my class had started, so then I had to wait even later. So now it's later. It's not like dark outside, but there's no windows. Well, there's a window in my room, but there's someone in my room. Like I didn't want them to like have to be quiet while I'm doing this, so I'm out in like the lobby area of my dorm, so that's why the lighting looks a little off. But it's not that bad. I mean, you can still see me, so I think it's okay. The next point is that classes aren't really hard until you're in upper class. Like, I'm not saying that none of your classes will be hard, because like if you're not that good at math, then your math classes might be a little bit hard. If you're like not good at a certain subject, then of course it's gonna be hard, even like as a freshman or whatever. But generally, the general education requirements are not that hard. But don't get too comfortable. Like, back to like how I said you still need to have like a study plan, whatever, like you still need to figure that out as a freshman. That way when you get to those harder classes, you already know how to study, you already know like what works best for you so that you're not struggling or whatever. So yeah, use the easy classes to like develop good habits so that you already have it when you need it. It's like a hard one. It's hard to like have a job and be a full-time student. Like, especially if you're trying to work full-time. I'm not going to say it's like not doable because it is, but it's going to be really hard. You're not going to have that much free time. You're not going to have that much time to, like, for homework and stuff like that. Unless you have like a job where you are kind of like sitting, not really doing anything, then you could do your homework or whatever if your job allows that. Some jobs don't, some jobs do. But like, yeah, I would suggest part-time jobs or like on-campus jobs if you can. Like I said, like anything or at least something that's close to your campus and that allows you to like work fewer hours. Cause I know there's a lot of like jobs, but like, especially if you tell them you're a college student, then they'll work with you the hours and the schedule and stuff. So like sometimes they might only let you work weekends because, you know, you have class during the week. So yeah. And just make sure you don't let yourself get burnt out because I know at high school, bro, at high school I was doing so much, I was almost always burnt out. The last semester I had like 4 or 5 different jobs at a time and it was hard. And this semester I really only have like 2 jobs. So, well, 1 if you don't count being an RA. So yeah, just don't let yourself get burnt out because once you get burnt out, your grades are gonna drop. And the last one is that sometimes, I don't know how it works at every school, but like at some schools, your like school cash or like your meal plans don't like, well, of course your meal plans don't, but your cash might not roll over. So we call ours JAG cash, right? And like every semester, you know, you pick your meal plan, you pick how much you get. And I found out that like it doesn't roll over into the next semester. So you basically have to use all of it. And even if you don't, you can't use the amount that you didn't use. Like it's just gonna disappear. So basically, essentially, you're wasting money if you don't use it. So, I just use it. Or you can also ask, the school, like, how it works. Cause I know for our school, if you stay on campus, it does not roll over. But if you are a commuter, if you have like the commuter meal plan, then it does roll over. But that's only for commuters and obviously I'm not a commuter. So definitely like ask or make sure you know if it rolls over or not. Because if it doesn't roll over and then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna save it. And then you don't use it, you're wasting money essentially. So, just saying. So those are 10 things that I wish I knew before I got into college. Nothing crazy. I hope this helped you. And if you found it helpful, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and wait for my next video next week. I might be able to make 2 videos this week. Maybe. It depends on how busy I am. I don't think I'm gonna be that busy though. But I really don't anymore. I never know anymore. But yeah, if you're in college and there's some things that you feel like I missed and like would be helpful for people, comment it down below. If there's some things that I said that you didn't know, comment down below. Just be like, oh, I didn't know this, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all I have for you. And I will see y'all next. Well, I won't see y'all, but y'all will see me. Y'all will see me next week, and I'll see y'all's comments next week. Okay, bye.